This is the right one this time. Our guest tonight is Tom Yermack. He's two-handed guitarist. He's really cool. He has lives. I usually miss him because I'm still sleeping a lot of times. But yeah, we're gonna chat. We'll chill because we chat and chill because I'm waiting for the ending here. It's the Chat and Chill Show. Yes. Yeah, we're gonna make this work. Yeah. All right. Woo! Okay. So apparently Tom is still on the others. So let me hold on, make sure. Hold on. He's on. So I'm gonna invite him. Oh, thank you so much. I'm gonna see if I can find him. Here we go. Wish me luck, everyone. Well, no, I can't. I can't invite him. He's not showing up. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Hold on, let me look. Let me look under host. Oh, here he is. Got it. I had to go to a different button. So,
Knew it.
here he is. Everybody,
Hey.
welcome in.
Oh my
Tom
goodness.
Yermack.
Hey, what's going on?
Woo! Yes.
Crowd goes
All right.
wild.
Yeah. We haven't done it this way well, it's been a little bit. So, but it's okay. Probably the sound quality will be better. Yeah. But there's two chats
What
going
are we
on this
doing?
one. Yeah,
Am I
we're
doing
doing
this
okay.
correctly?
Now, do you have mods on your side? And I hear
I do. I have 2 or 3 mods with
Okay,
me.
so that as long as
My
you got
people.
mods to mod your chat, and I have mods to mod my side, we're good.
Well, thanks for inviting me. I'm thrilled to be
Oh,
here.
no problem. Well, the first question I always ask everyone on the show is, what time zone are you in?
I am East Coast.
He's in
So I am
Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard.
Hi, Brenda. Welcome in. Yeah, you're excited see. Oh, wait, over on my side of the chat, they're excited to see you. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I'm always excited.
and they say he's the best.
They
And I
are.
keep hearing an echo, but we're going to make this work, folks. So, next question is, when are your lives?
Well, I go live. I live stream a fair amount, and I do it on the early side of the day because it's when you catch me at my best. You don't want to see me at night. Like right now, it's like this. I've
Yeah,
been
I get it.
I've been a good boy all day, but so my lives are Monday through Saturday, 6 days a week, 6 days a
Six.
week, six.
Okay.
And I live stream at 8 a.m. East Coast. And in most days, I'll play till 10. But I recently have picked up a lunch gig, and I'm treating you guys. So if everybody wants to come, I always take the live audience with me, and I live
Cool.
stream from the gig. So I am playing 11:30 to 2:30 Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays through the end of March. So that's 6 mornings at 8 a.m. and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 11:30 to 2:30.
Yeah, I know you have early morning ones because I usually, like, by the time I get up and get motivated, I see the very end of it.
Hi, Winona.
If I make it. So, But
Oh,
so the
well,
lunch
thanks.
one, that I need to check into that.
Oh yeah, the lunch one's good because it's from a restaurant, and they have a big stage, and the restaurant's always busy. Marilyn Monroe on stage with me, big
Oh,
statue with her big white dress blowing up,
oh, blowing up.
and there's King Kong, and there's a couple crazy pink flamingos, and it's a fun
Oh,
place.
oh, okay, okay. So yeah, so if you haven't seen his lives, you're in for a treat because his style of music, we need to talk about that. How did you come up with playing the way you do? Like how long you've been playing and how did you come up with that?
Well, I got to give credit where credit is due.
Okay.
Stanley Jordan.
Stanley
Okay,
Jordan.
I grew up in the small little town of Lawrenceville, New Jersey. And
Okay.
at the time, Stanley was going to school. He was just a student. He was a dual major in music and computer science. And one day, my good friend Matthew said to me, he was my jamming partner. He said, "We have to go see this guy play." And it was a mind changing, it was life changing experience. I couldn't believe the sounds I was hearing. I had been playing guitar for about 3 years at that point. So I guess I was about 16, and so I started guitar at 13. Though I did take piano lessons from a friend for about 6 years. I had a babysitter. I had a
So
babysitter.
you not only play guitar, you've taken piano lessons as well.
I played piano before I ever played guitar, but not on any kind of accomplished level. Uh, Ode to Joy,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Hall of the Mountain King.
Yes, exactly.
Sound familiar down there, little Ironhead? That's my daughter. She
Nice.
played that over and over when she was learning.
This somebody space owl is saying hammer a tap like Eddie Van Halen. See, this is what I don't do. Imagine, if you will.
Uh-huh.
Imagine. Let's start with this. You guys see this?
Okay.
This this is my logo. It's two hands on a fretboard, essentially like this,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So that's it's not a Van Halen thing. We're not going. Never mind, sorry. We're doing that. We're doing full-on piano arrangements and stuff like that.
Ooh.
And I know a lot of tunes.
Wow. Ruthie on my side said sounds awesome.
Oh, great, great, great. Thanks,
Yeah.
Ruthie. Yes, so I had seen Stanley Jordan do this, and at the time there was no real blueprint, there was no internet, there were no books. I had just seen it done. Up till that point, I'd been, like I said, 3 years of guitar playing. I think I was heavy into the Allman Brothers, Grateful Dead, Jimi Hendrix, that kind of rock and roll, Eric Clapton, Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page, all that good stuff. And then when I saw Stanley, it completely spun my head around. And I was actually on a course to go to Berklee College of Music.
Oh.
And I was accepted to Berklee College of Music. And I got to Boston, well, because I hadn't done any two-hand. I was still kind of very early in my, tapping my two-hand thing. And when I went to school, they were like, no. They're like, no, this is how you play guitar. You strum it like this, or you finger pick it like this, but you don't do this. So I had been to the mountain. I had seen the burning bush. I had received the tablets. I had seen God. And once you have that vision and that sound in your head, that initial spark of inspiration,
Hmm.
it's basically carried me fast forward 45 years,
You've been
people.
doing this for 45 years?
That's about it. I'm going to turn 60 real soon.
Ooh,
And
okay.
I've been doing this that long. But let me disclaimer here. I've not always been as serious about my music as I am now. We
I
could
get it.
probably 45 years down to 10 and get similar results.
Yeah. So you had a day job.
So I dropped out of Berkeley, right?
Yeah.
And because I want that was what I was going to do. I was going to play like that, and that was it. And went through a couple other schools, got a nice BS, and I basically been in the restaurant business all my life. But I've always played in bands, playing rock and roll, playing a lot of straight guitar.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a lead guitar player too. I play a ton of regular guitar,
Yeah.
and but this is when you try and get everybody in the band to show up to practice, it doesn't always happen. But both hands, they always show up.
So how long have you been on TikTok?
Silly me, around COVID,
That's when a lot of people came on.
yeah, but silly me around COVID, I had moved down to Florida, and I said, I want to go, I want to do something special for my mother for Mother's Day. And I had heard about live streaming. So I said, oh, well, I'll just do it one day a week on Facebook. What a waste of time that was. For 3 years, I did that big eyeball roll here.
So Facebook is not the platform
Well, Facebook's no, there's
for
just
that.
TikTok has such a vibrant community. There's so much interaction between the moderators, what I do, and it just, that's why I live stream and I take these guys to the gig with me because it's almost like a safety net. I feel like, hey, I got my people here. I'm not alone. I'm not doing the gig by myself. So it's just so nice to, have that feeling of community here in TikTok. So about a year ago, not this past November, but the one before that, I started live streaming and I said, I'm going to do this every day. And it just started to build on top of that. So I think building, doing it consistently is really the key. If just like Kevin Costner, Field of Dreams, build it and they will come. I feel like I have something that's a little bit different than everybody else. I'm presenting music that we all know and love, but in a completely different, you know, formula,
Yeah,
style.
so before I usually do like 5 minutes before the show begins, I'll play a little sampling. I kind of welcome people into the room, and I was playing one from your TikToks. It was "Leaving on a Jet Plane," and I recognize the song, but it's like you said, it's in a different format. It's in a different. It hits differently, you know. And even though it's a familiar song, it's just it's mesmerizing how you do that. It kind of
Thank you.
yeah. And I have to say on my side, uh, my t's over here, and she was saying about how in the mornings it's a community. People come in to see, and I have been in when I can. I've been there, and I have seen that. She's absolutely right. And you're right as well about how you had tried to do Facebook, wasn't working out for you, but when you came to TikTok, there is a sense of community here. And it is awesome. It is awesome to be able to make those connections with people from anywhere around
Well,
the world.
yeah, what's really awesome about the whole thing is the around the world. You just hit
Hmm.
it right on the head
Yeah.
because now we live in a day and age where I can roll out of bed, walk the dog, go into my little room, into my space, and all of a sudden I'm playing to people from all around the world, and it's
Yeah.
just that's so special, you know.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. I totally understand. I understand that. Oh, and they're loving that over here on my side. On your side, I'm in your room too on my iPad. Thank you.
Oh, nice.
Let's see what they're saying. Yes, it really is. Yes, this is awesome. And I try to include the chat whenever we have a show because they're part of it as well here in the conversation. Yeah. Yeah. So that they were saying this is awesome. Yes. I'm trying to go back here. And I
Um,
know you include the chat a lot when you do.
yeah,
Yeah.
I even do the side to them when I'm playing live. I'll turn to the side and say, "Hey guys, what's going on?"
Oh, yeah. When you're streaming your live gig. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. What time is it? It's about 8:15 on our side. And I know there's a lot of people here that have heard you, but there's some people that have not.
Oh,
And that would be really cool. Could you play something for them?
you guys want to do name that tune?
And then we can chat some more. But yeah.
quick disclaimer, okay? Right around the time when I started playing the gigs at the lunch gigs, I w-
I heard you must have made a goal.
something's going on over there. Somebody, Alicia, is being very kind to me, as my whole community is always very kind and very generous to me.
Yeah.
But this is a 7-string guitar. Right around the time that I started doing my lunch gigs, I kind of mangled the strings on my other guitar, and that was late at night, the night before the gig. I made some assumptions about the changing the strings on a guitar that has a hip shot tremolo, if that makes sense. It's spring loaded.
Okay.
I'm embarrassed to even repeat what I did, but I butchered it, and I was like, oh man, I can't buy new strings. And I had wanted to make the jump to a long time. I probably had this for a year before I played it.
Wow.
And yeah, I about a year and a half ago, I got into a situation where somebody wanted to buy. I used to play Steinberger guitars. I like headless guitars for some reason,
Oh,
but somebody had bought both of my two Steinberger guitars, so I turned around and I bought two Kiesel guitars. This is a Kiesel guitar. It's a seven string. It's called a Zeus. It's gorgeous. Zebra wood. It's got some swamp ash on the back. 5-piece neck. You
wow.
tune it down there on the bottom,
Ooh, that's a pretty one.
and it has fanned frets, meaning the frets go this way, but if you go lower, they lean this way.
Oh,
So,
I didn't know
so
that. Did you
yeah,
know that
so
down in chat? I didn't know that.
there's a slight learning curve,
Oh
and,
yeah.
one of the things I always did with that song, "While My Guitar Gently Weeps," it's in A minor, and you get to the dominant chord, the height of the tension. Music's all about tension and release. I used to
Uh-huh.
go bam. I used to hit my thumb real hard on that E string. I can't do that anymore because I got a low B now.
Oh, because you have 7 strings. I never knew that you made such a thing. 7 string electric.
They actually make 8-string guitars. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know there's like a 12 string stick, but I didn't know that about electric.
Have you heard of Chapman sticks? It's a Chapman stick is just a big fretboard, and it's it's made with two sets of like either 5 strings or 6 strings, meaning 10 or 12, and it's like a mathematical grid kind of thing. I can't
Oh,
wrap my head around it, and
wow.
I don't mess around with that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say real quick. I was reading. Well, hey, Ernest, welcome in. Ernest is gonna be on next week. Yeah,
Sweet.
you guys swapped. Thank you for that.
Thanks,
And I need
Ernest.
to say that Tom was gracious enough to switch for us. Yeah, yeah, because that to happen. Great, 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 great. So anyway, yeah. Oh, Ernest says thank you on my side.
Ah,
Um, if you're not following Tom Yermack right now, you need to because he has awesome lives in the morning. If you can catch them, depending on where what time zone you're in and all that, what life brings, But they were talking about when you were playing a while ago. They were saying you were awesome, and they were saying that on your side too. I was reading both, so they're mesmerized. And I know one person over on my side said, "Hey, straight millennial," um, said that people when they're so often it's just they're coming
that,
on my side.
me too. Thanks, Winona.
Um, yeah.
She sent me
Where was
some
I
teddy
going at?
bears.
Squirrel? Yeah. Oh, it's 8 to 10 p.m. What?
A.M.
Not p.m. It
A.M.
would be a.m.
Yeah,
a.m.
yeah.
a.m. treasures. 8 to 10 Eastern, Monday through Saturday. And then there's a lunch gig through March from what was the time again?
It's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, so I'll be playing tomorrow,
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
and that's 11:30 to 2:30. I go for 3 hours,
11:30
and
to 2:30 Eastern Standard Time.
yes,
Okay.
yep, yep.
All right. So that lets you know that. So he does do some live gigs as well, and he's cool. Yeah. And just like that song you were just playing a while ago,
While
I'm
my
like,
guitar gently weeps.
I know that song. Oh gosh, it hits differently. Who is that? And I can't even remember who actually wasn't that. Was that Beatles? Maybe
Ah, yeah, I do a
one of.
fair share of Beatles.
Yeah, yeah. The lunch thing feels like you're on a vacay in Florida. Oh, okay, okay.
Funny,
That's what
funny,
Mama
since
for Abby says.
Mama for Abby knows because we are in Florida. I could,
You're in. Okay,
I could,
okay.
couldn't hack it in New Jersey of 50, but
Yeah, yeah. The weather. Yeah.
yeah, it's so
Oh,
nice
Ernest
down here.
on my side says, "I'm following you, Tom. Have been for a while."
Right on,
Okay,
Ernest. Right on.
okay. All right, all right. Yeah. Well, let's see. Where are we on time? I got to see what questions I need to ask.
Uh,
So we talked about what you play. Oh, hey, do you have any songs like on any of the like Spotify, Apple, any of those platforms, or you just do like your gigs here in person and
I
and
am,
that's it?
yeah, I am challenged by social media.
Okay.
It's all I can do to set my daily goals and thank look out for me and from time to time point me in the right direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, mine
It's,
have to remind me to set.
before this whole thing started, I was like, where do I go? What do I do? Will they find
Right,
me? Will I find, how does this work?
right.
I know how to go live, but I don't do duets and I don't,
Right.
I don't take part in TikTok trends.
Yeah, I get it. Oh, Ernest says same here on his end. Yeah. Okay, so
Nice.
I take it you're not on any of the some people are not. I mean, but I usually ask because people in the chat will ask me like, where can I hear the music? Well, the only way you're going to hear it right now is on TikTok.
Well, I am on, I don't, TikTok is the only place where I live stream, but
Live stream.
I post to Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Okay, so on
Eh,
all those major platforms you can get videos, but you
yes,
only live stream here on TikTok.
yes. Yeah,
Okay.
this is where the people are. This is where all the action is. But let me make a plea right now to the
Oh,
community
sure, go ahead.
at large, to yours and mine. If anybody wants to give me pointers, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Oh yeah, we all need pointers.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Me too. Yeah, me too.
yeah.
Yeah. I retired in 22 and guess what I went and did? I got on TikTok.
Know what to do with your spare time, right?
Yeah, in my spare time I'm on here. Yeah. Yeah. And look at me, I got a show now.
It,
Eh.
how many followers do you have?
Well, on my main account, I have 11 point something, 11.5 maybe? I think something like that.
Nice.
Yeah. On this account, not as much. I see when I first started the show about a year ago, I thought to myself, you only need 1,000 followers to go live. Who cares about any more? You got your other account. Well, apparently, if you want to get pushed out on anything for people to see, I have to build my followers. I'm just saying. If somebody's on Chat and Chill wants to, go ahead, follow Chat and Chill, please. Because even if you don't come, the more the merrier. My bigger the number. Apparently, TikTok looks at that. So, yeah. And I think I'm supposed to say on my end, if you're, what's my subscription? Oh, my subscription goal is 23. They have to remind me to set that over here. I'm at 22, so my goal tonight is only one.
I'll take
Thank
I'll
you.
take whatever subscriptions I get. And let me just say, for all of us musicians who are out there, this TikTok does not pay the bills by any means.
Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, I'm not getting rich on this.
No,
No,
no, but
no.
we're nobody's playing music to make money other than Bruce Springsteen and the
Right,
likes of them. But
right.
we do it for love.
But
Absolutely.
having those subscriptions, I don't know about for you, but for me, I use that money to fund going and watching other people's lives, being able to do events occasionally, those
Hey,
kinds of things. I reinvest it back into the show.
see, I should really do that, and I don't even know how to do that. I'd like to. I was thinking I need to push ads or something to increase my exposure
Right.
instead of putting gas in my car.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I mean, but the gas in your car is important too if you're doing a live gig and then you're streaming it. That's part of supporting your show. Just saying.
I so strongly, though, believe this is the future of live music because there are so many people doing it. I have met so many amazing musicians, and I've been humbled by
Oh
so many
yeah.
people on TikTok. The talent out here is crazy. And I also particularly like to follow people who do art. I'm blown away by people who paint.
Oh, those are cool. Yeah, and I have had an artist on the show.
Nice.
Paint by Fizz was here a few weeks back ago. Oh, awesome. Just an awesome guy.
Is he the
Yeah.
guy that does the big cityscapes?
Landscapes with like
Okay.
trees and mountains and yeah, yeah. Oh, hey, I made a goal. Woo! Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. So yeah, I mean I try to bring anybody and everybody to the show. But as long as they're interesting here on TikTok, but they really like when I bring the musicians
No,
because there's music.
some of my people say they're following you.
Oh, thank you so much. I love it because I need numbers. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. I realized I was like, oh, I don't need those numbers. I just need 1,000 to go live, and that's cool. And then yeah, and then slowly my numbers because at the beginning when you hit the live button, it says TikTok is notifying people.
Yes.
Well, I have multiple devices around me, and I had the bell set to be notified. None of them were getting notified. It was like fake news. So there's that. So you got a new sub? You got what? What, Ruthie? We got a new sub too?
Oh, beautiful.
No? Yes?
Congratulations.
No? Yes? What did we not? What I don't.
Yeah, a couple of my people have followed you, I see.
I didn't get a Yeah, yeah, Ernest. It's not notifying. It says we're notifying viewers, and I'm like, no. So I share the live, and then I ask people to share the live. That's how we're getting out there.
Yes.
Is sharing. Sharing is caring, is what I tell people.
And
Sharing is caring.
and tapping is clapping.
And tapping is clapping. Yeah, that's the other phrase. Well, I've been tapping away down here on my iPad on your side. Oh, anyway, I
Can we
think
do that?
maybe it's time for another song. Would you like to hear another song in the chat? Oh, and Winona, thank you for giving me a follow. I think they would love to. On my side, Ruthie says yes. Ernest
What,
says yes.
what do people want to hear?
What would you like to hear? Oh, and Nat says yes, please. I think it's whatever you want to play. Wow.
I love the applause. I like to do other. Sometimes I always like to leave a window. If I'm going to play for an hour or 2 hours, I like to leave a window where I get to explore the unknown. Because not everybody always wants to hear stuff they recognize. That's what I hear. The interesting about music is the best show should be something where the listener is able to latch onto something familiar and
Hmm.
feel at home and peaceful.
Right,
Yet, if you have too much of that, you'll bore people. So you
right.
need also the unexplored so you can catch people's ear and say, oh, what's that? What's that?
Yeah, so you do your, or you just improv that.
I do original music too, yeah. I have
Okay.
a, I have a song about a waterfall that goes like this. I have two CDs, and
Oh,
one is a CD of original material. It's called Hands of a Healer, and I sincerely believe in the healing power of music.
oh
And the other
yeah.
and the other one is a Christmas album because I absolutely love playing Christmas music from Thanksgiving to New Year's, and then you put it away for a whole year. So
Right.
so every Thanksgiving it's like seeing some old friends, dusting off those songs and breaking them back out.
Well, I'm supposed to tell you before I forget, and I have been known to forget, folks. So here we go. Uh, Thanks. She wanted me to tell you thanks.
Thanks to you, Tiff.
She also loves this. I can't say that word. I might get bananaed, so I won't. Um, she said that was the rabbit hole. And Ruthie said this is beautiful. And Ernest is saying amazing talent. So I wanted to
Thanks.
include the chat there. But they wanted me, Tiff wanted me to tell you that, she was grateful for it. Yeah. And I
Thanks,
haven't looked on
Tiffany.
your side. I need to look, don't I?
Yeah,
Seems to be doing better when I go to your side somehow, been giving comments on the other side. Oh yeah, Mama. Yeah, yeah. I've done that. Go back and forth.
something like that.
Wow. and I'm listening, and all at once I'm like, oh, that's a Beatles song. I get it now.
Yes,
It
yes.
just hits differently when you do it in a different kind of a format like that. Yeah.
Yeah, the first one was going out to my very loyal follower, Mama for Abby, because
Yeah, because
know
she's been going back and forth. Thank you so much for that.
I know she likes her daily bread, and bread just they have such heartfelt tunes. You know,
Oh yeah.
to me, guitar is not about a series of gymnastics and how fast you can play.
Hmm.
It's about how you make me feel. You know,
Hmm.
it's about the emotion behind it.
Emotions, absolutely. In fact, one of my emotes. Hey, I can't get to mine. I don't think so, folks. Don't I have one of the emotes saying music, something in emotions? I think I do. If somebody has the emote, I believe that's, and music's the universal language. And I think I have a couple of those where it says about music. Yeah, because music is therapy, music is everything.
It is, and music is the universal language, just almost like food is a universal language. When you eat food, right, it either tastes good or it tastes bad.
Yeah.
And of sitting down in a French restaurant and having a fancy waiter or maitre d' tell me how it's been prepared is going to make it taste any better than my tongue. And same with music. You know, if it hits your ear and it sounds good, it's good music.
Absolutely.
If it makes you cringe, well, you know, there's a reason that for that too. But
Yeah.
you know, and we don't have. That's the beautiful thing. You know, I have plenty of followers that speak different languages than I do, yet we have this common thread.
Oh, hey, thank you, Mama, for Abby. I see you put emotes. Yes, thank you for that. Oh, and it is about we have Good Vibe Tribe. Music is life soundtrack. Music is personal language. Some music is ignites the soul. Yeah, that's another one I have. There's a couple of them I remember. Yeah, yeah. Music is it, yeah, and I say that because I've had several guests who English is a second language for them. In fact, I have one where I had to have a translator. I mean, but music brought us all together, regardless of our language. Just saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thank you for the follow, Sweat into the Oldies. Thank you so much for the follow. Well, this is about half. We're a little halfway through the show. We're almost getting there because I know he'll probably be wanting to go to bed soon. You have that early morning.
A friend in town,
Oh,
yes, an old friend of my wife's. So we're going to be up late
oh,
telling telling stories.
telling stories. Well, that's what we do when we get a certain age. We like to tell stories. But I also open up to the chat. If the chat has a question that's appropriate, I always throw that in there. If you would like to ask our guest, please put it in the chat. I know sometimes it takes a while for that to surface up. So I usually, about halfway through, say, hey, if you have a question, go for it. And that would include both sides.
Yes, you know, that's the one thing I wish I could do more is follow the comments, you know.
Yeah, that goes for both sides. Well, I got an eye on your chat as well, so we're good.
I wonder if I slide that screen, can I make the comments bigger? Let me
You
see.
can make it bigger, I
Oh,
think.
yes, 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 there we go. You know, and I do that in the morning. And why didn't I think to do that now?
So if you have a question you would like to ask, I think we've covered a lot. We
Oh,
talked about your original music. Oh, who's influenced you musically? That's always a good question.
oh, yes, yes.
Like we talked about, there was the one that got you interested. Was there any other people that influenced you?
Well, you know, Stanley got me
Yes.
going with the technique, but I had to make a conscious attempt not to sound like Stanley,
Right.
which isn't too hard since he's such a brilliant genius. But I'll just give you some of my favorite people to listen to. If we're talking about popular bands and stuff like that, um, Beatles and Grateful Dead are number one for me. Okay,
Cool.
Allman Brothers are probably right behind that. I love Dickie Betts' playing more than Dwayne's. Well, I think Dickie's just tremendous guitar player. And if you want to talk about like jazz and fusion and stuff like that, the late great Alan Holdsworth I'm a huge fan of his. John McLaughlin from the Steve Morse from the Dixie Dregs, or the Dregs, or Deep Purple, or whoever Steve is playing with these days.
Yeah.
Danny Gatton, the Telecaster Master. And I love listening to a lot of old jazz too. I like my bebop, my Charlie Parker. I like my Miles. I like to follow Miles through the different stages of his career. I'm a big fan of Coltrane with the quartet that had McCoy Tyner and Elvin Jones in it. And was it Reggie Workman, I think? Miles' late 50s quintet and early 60s quartet. That's my favorite kind of jazz. Though I'm very excited to be seeing Pat Metheny in a couple of weeks. I think Pat is beyond being a musician. He's just a musical force. He's
Hmm.
just he has surpassed the guitar. He's that good.
Well, you've named a lot. I was listening, believe it or not, as I'm multitasking here.
Sure.
A lot of people have influenced you. A lot of different groups, a lot of different artists. Um, I do have a comment that was made on your side I want to address. And thank you, Chat and Chill, for having Tom. You rock. Brown floor here. Thank you. Well, you're welcome.
As long as we're talking about Slide Man, brother, Slide Man is
So slide it in.
Slide Man is he's one of the premier lap steel, pedal steel players out there. He's like what I call the Jimi Hendrix or psychedelic
Oh,
monster of the instrument. And he's so creative, and he plays with they're like little metal thimbles on all of his fingers, so he can tap with those fingers. Most people they get a slide bar and they run it back and forth, and you get that country twang. Slide man is taking it to the next level. So I would urge anyone out there, and Slide Man, I'm going to urge you too, brother. You got to put up some more content and get that band kicking, because he's one of the most he's very creative for us. And I
I think Slide Man has just followed earlier today.
yes, yes,
I'll have to follow back so I can. I need to check out that content.
yes.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I got another guy who I'd also like to recognize, who is the Karate Cowboy, who plays some kind of let's call it gypsy jazz meets cowboy swing. And
Oh,
I think Karate Cowboy is out there in Vegas, and he just tears it up. I just really enjoy watching his playing too.
we had an artist a few weeks ago, John Reese Foreman. He's from Ireland, and he does the gypsy jazz. And I had never heard before of gypsy jazz, and I got to hear it, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is
Django
cool.
Reinhardt. Yep.
Yeah. So what you're saying is this person takes that and does it a little differently.
Yes. He
Wow.
just, he's definitely breathing a lot of life into it.
Okay, yeah, I'll check that out. Oh, I do. We have breaking news. Where's the breaking news? Do we have a sound effect? I had a sound effect, but oh well.
I
Uh,
love that.
did anyone influence you to play the guitar? Okay, that's a good question. It's specifically asking in it. And who was the guy you were telling us earlier?
Stanley Jordan.
That's it, Stanley Jordan. I knew it was
Write
Stanley
write
in there.
that name down. You know who influenced me to play the guitar was my father. When I was a young little guy, my father had a little Gibson acoustic, and he
Yeah.
used to come torture us with this thing. My poor father, he, as he likes to tell the joke, he says, I taught him everything he knows. It or everything I knew. He said, took about 2 minutes.
Oh,
But
2 minutes.
but it made an impression on me. And I also remember the day that my father took me to the local music store, Farrington's Music, and said, let's get you. I remember that distinctly. Thank you, Dad.
And if you can
And
play an acoustic, they claim that it makes it easier to transfer over to play electric. I don't know if that's true. Is there
well,
something to be said about that?
one of the things, it's easier to press down the strings of an electric than it is on an acoustic.
Yeah.
Both things present different challenges. Both
Yeah, I can
instruments
understand
do.
that. Yeah.
And both have different techniques and different styles. And the funny thing is, I can know a tune. I can have a full-on arrangement that I can play flawlessly, but then if maybe it'll come time to jam it with, I'm playing an acoustic and I just draw a complete blank because I know it in one format and I don't know it in the other. You know?
Yeah. Well, I have sitting over here in the corner, I have a beautiful Les Paul that I bought. They saying, "Oh, when I'm retirement, I'm going to learn how to play it."
Bust it out. Let's take a look.
Cricket, cricket, cricket. Oh, you really want to see? You really
Yeah,
see?
yeah. What
You,
do you
you
got?
think I'm fake news? Hold on a minute. Ah, right here,
Oh, nice sunburst. Beautiful.
sunburst.
What year is that?
Um, hold on. I don't know. Actually, it was one of the only left-handed ones in the shop because I'm
Oh,
left-handed.
there's a challenge.
Yeah, yeah, that's a challenge. I tried to learn to play right-handed, and I didn't do very well with it. So left-handed is more natural for me. But my favorite guitar to play is classical. I
You
pick up a
know, I
classical, and it's just like this feels so much that this is, and I hit the others. I kind of like, yeah.
I have a nylon string guitar as well, and I can play the Bach cello prelude on that.
Oh, I'm impressed.
If you want to know something about learning a difficult piece, I'll tell you. I wanted to learn like a completely different instrument other than what I'm doing with the two-hand guitar. So I said, let me try the nylon string. And I got this book, and I've always liked that piece. Everybody knows that piece.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, it's got tablature. I could just read through it. 4 pages, no problem. So go through one, two, three, four, and then next day I'm like, oh, let me try it again. I'm getting nowhere. I said, let me just try 2 pages. Then I was like, let me try 1 page. If I can memorize 1 page, then I can learn it in blocks. You know, I worked my way down to half a page. Then I worked my way down to one measure. Then you know what? I worked it down. You know, I
Ooh.
say, I say, if I can play this note and I can play it correctly every time, then I can move on to the next note. And I took that approach to it, and with that approach, I learned that whole piece in one day.
Wow, I'm impressed. Yeah,
But I think it really helps if I'm going to sit down to learn a piece, like say I'm going to learn a jazz standard or something like that.
that's cool.
The first thing I do before I even think about looking at music or anything, I like to go to Ella Fitzgerald.
Oh, classic. Yeah,
And like say I'm listening to My Funny Valentine or something
yeah.
like that. And then from there, I'll go to Sinatra because I want to hear a different version. And I'll say, oh, well, let's who's doing it in jazz. Let's check out Chet Baker. He did well with
Mm-hmm.
this tune.
Mm-hmm.
And you listen to a variety of tunes. You get it in your head. You listen to it till it becomes part of your DNA. And then when you sit down and you look at the chords, the way I approach a thing, I can read enough of music. I can't read it fluently, but I know what chord symbols are. I know my treble clef. I know my bass clef. From having played piano and having transferred over the years to the guitar. But I always think of it in terms of left hand is the harmony and is the melody. So I'll
Okay.
be like, okay, here's the chord progression. It's gonna go, and then I'll throw in the melody. But see that this hand is doing the chords, this hand is doing the melody. But if you notice, when I played it's a piece called Buttermilk Falls.
Yeah.
Sometimes the hands work together.
Interesting. Wow.
So, so there's the thing about a piano is everybody plays the piano the same. You have to, right? But guitar, there's a million different approaches to playing it.
Hey, Kat, Annie, welcome in. That takes a lot of talent, Ruthie says. The Grace says nice. I'm trying to read the comments here. Oh, yeah, Ella, nice. I'm trying to look on your side too. This is the cherry on top of my day. Well, that's good.
Kelly, thank you for always sending me roses. Hey,
Such a great memory. Yes.
let me give a quick shout out to
Sure, go for it.
all my people who are being so kind as to take time out of your day today. You know, I know you guys get your fill of me watching me play morning, noon, and night, and you're always kind, you're always generous, and you're always supportive, and that means the world to me. Otherwise, I'm playing to an empty room, right?
Yeah.
Which I would still do, but you know, it's more fun.
And I see the same over here on the chat and chill side. My faithful people who have shown up after they may have worked a busy day and they come and they are supportive because they know I'm on tonight and I do appreciate it. I appreciate all your tapping, yeah, which is clapping. I appreciate your gifts and your subscriptions and everything. I have to say, we wouldn't be here without you guys. Yeah, you
Yeah,
make it worth
it's
coming
great.
back.
You know, I moved down to Florida 5 years ago and left friends and family, you know, of course, and didn't know that many people. We live in this day and age, just the way I could play to people around the world. I don't, you know, everybody's just a couple of clicks away, and I really
Right?
feel connected with my community, you know.
Yeah.
And I think you can't put a price on that. It's just, you know, I may not be playing arenas or anything like that, but in my mind, I've
Right.
already achieved success, you know, because I'm making people happy and I have people that want to come back that are interested in what I'm doing. I think it's just wonderful.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think it's great that they have this. I mean, your talent is magnificent. I mean, it's just mesmerizing. I is talking.
Well, I'll give you my piece of advice that I give to everybody when they write me and they say, "Oh man, how do I do that? What do I do?" Well, really, it gets down to you need to either learn to live with discipline or you need to learn to live with regret. And
Yeah.
I'm living with regret. I wish I had been more disciplined years ago. You know, I'm very happy with playing music, and that's why I do it so much. But you know, you can't really think about wasted time. There's no point in that. You know, you're always just moving forward, and it's going in a positive. About that right now, I'm happy with what I have.
Yeah. Oh, we have a question. Breaking news. Wait, oh, I found my sound bites. Are you ready?
Yes.
Oh, I have to turn the
Oh,
music on. Hold on.
that's
Let me
us.
turn the music on. Sorry.
Yep.
Breaking news. Uh, the Grace would like to know what part of Florida are you in? You don't have to give the exact location, but vicinity.
That's. I used to be on the Gulf Coast. Now I am on the Treasure Coast.
Okay, the treasure side.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
that
East
helps.
Coast.
East Coast.
You know, it's weird. Florida's we're on the Gulf Coast. I feel like everybody is from like Ohio or Wisconsin. You know, middle America, and a
Mhm.
lot of Canadians. And here on the East Coast, it's my New Jersey, New York people.
Yeah,
I
the
feel like
east comes down. They just migrate.
it's you know, and Sarasota, the Gulf Coast, is a little bit more like I always felt like we were living in somebody else's vacation. And
Oh,
East Coast is just a little bit more down to earth. It's just a little more real, you know.
oh yeah. The Grace said she's from the Panama City area originally. That's why she was asking.
Mm,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just don't even know enough about Florida. I'm just so happy I moved down here. Beautiful weather every day, a million things to do, great food, great music. It's just wonderful here.
Well, Treasure by Tiff would like to have another song, but I got one other comment I need to read. Mama for Abby says, "Well, you're doing great at talking." Well, thank you for that, Mama. I'm a retired special ed teacher, and I can fill airspace. I can just yeah, it's what I did for a couple decades. Anyway, but we would love to hear one more song.
I know what song Tiffany wants to hear.
Okay, all right.
Oh my God. That's the short version. You'll have to tune in tomorrow morning. Once again, on the days that I play lunch, Wednesday and Thursday, Friday, because I'm playing 3 hours, I only play 8 to 9. Once again, I do that. I could easily just skip that, but I feel like I have this wonderful community,
Have that
and
connection, yeah.
I've gotten them used to having coffee with me in the morning, and I want to just keep that alive. So I play 1 hour instead of two on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays.
Hmm.
But once again, I am live streaming Monday through Saturday at 8 a.m., varying lengths of time. And Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I am playing 11. At some point, I'm going to probably play some at night, but who knows?
Okay, all right, that's cool. And if you're not following, you should follow right now so that you can see when he goes live. Yours pops up when I've seen it in the mornings when I wake up. I'm like, oh, okay, because I'm not awake yet. See, I used to get up early for years,
What's
and
early?
now that I'm at 6 o'clock in the morning, I used to get up 6.
I'm
But
up at 7 every day because I got a dog who likes to go to the
well, my
bathroom.
dog would prefer me to be up by 7:30. But sometimes I just tell him to be quiet. I'm not up yet. But anyway, and then well, that's a whole nother story. But I kind of sleep in a little later than I used to because I'm in retirement. It's kind of like,
Watch me from bed.
yeah, well, yeah, okay, I can do that. I just got to wake up enough. Yeah. You followed Tom Ruthie. Yes, thank you for that. So if you haven't, please go follow him so you get notifications and set the bell to all notifications and all that so that you can see his lives in the morning. All right. And thank you everyone who followed Chat and Chill. I appreciate it. Your site is they're so nice over there. I've been reading their comments as well. And of course, I got the puzzle piece that just came up on my side saying, "Hey, are you still here?"
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I that's a new thing that's been going on. Yeah, but it's almost that time. It is that time. So, what I usually do on my end of it, I play the song out, and then they have a bye bye song, so they like to say bye to each other on our side, my side, but your side can do the same thing. And
Do you repost this?
yes, I will have. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed. If everything works out, I will put it over on YT. YT as for people that missed it because they had to work or sleep or whatever. And then I take little segments when I can, and I put that on for people.
Is it also Chat and Chill on YouTube?
Yes, it's Chat and Chill on YouTube. Yes, yeah. So
It,
I try to put them not, and I can't say I can put all of them because sometimes technical difficulties and the
but
quality just
you don't put it back on TikTok?
they don't have you can't put a whole hour show on TikTok. There's
No,
not that storage.
No, you can't. But you know what I do every morning, and this is how I get unlimited content. If I play for an hour, 2 hours in the morning, later at night, I will download that to my iPad,
Uh-huh.
and then I will edit through and pick about like 4 or 5 tunes, and then repost those.
I've done that where I take a little segment like that and
Yes.
then I'll put it up on Chat and Chill saying,
Yeah.
hey, here's a little sample.
I think you can do up to 10 minutes. I think that's the
Yeah, up to
longest they
10
let you do.
minutes, but like for a whole hour show, they don't have the
No,
storage
no.
for that right now. That's why I go to YouTube for that, YT,
I'll look. I'll
because
follow
it's a
you on
whole hour.
YouTube.
You can put podcast over there, so the whole hour can go up. And I do have some people that are over in Europe, and they missed the Tuesday night show because it's like 3 a.m. for them.
Yeah.
So this gives them the way to go back and say they saw it. So anyway, let me play it out so we can get going on and all that good stuff. I'll play the end song. Here we go. Let's do it, folks. And Cool Ohm, who's from Scotland, wrote this for me. That's me. Thank you, everyone. And then this is another song I just give them time to say bye. We tell them bye. It takes a few seconds. Dernpool says this is incredible. Yeah. 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 They're saying good night, bye bye over here. Yeah. Yeah. They know the drill on my side. They're like, okay, I know what to do. This was a good show on your side. Hey, hey, goodbye, Winona says. I'll count it down here in a minute and end it. Okay, are you guys ready? Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone, have a good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time zone you're in. Catch him tomorrow morning on the TikTok. Bye-bye. There we go.
Thanks, Ironhead.
Thank you.